Hey there boys and girls, Lucky Skillfaker here. Today I'm showing you a little video where I compared all the bolt-action sniper rifles in Battlefield 3. The first test will be the velocity and the bullet drop test. The distance will be 1100 meters, you can see here on the picture. So okay, let's get right into this. We will start out with the M40A5. Here we go. The M40A5 needs 2 seconds and 13 milliseconds to finish its way to the boat. It has a base damage of 75 to 55, 490 meters per second will be the velocity, and it has the highest amount of bullet drop. It drops down all the way to the 4th line. Okay, now we will see how our next rifle will do. The SV98, same distance, it takes 2 seconds and 9 milliseconds, a little bit faster than the M40A5. It has exactly the same damage, it's a little bit faster like I've already said. The velocity will be 520 meters per second and it has less bullet drop. It drops down to the 3rd line, a little bit under it. So we have a bit better rifle, it seems to be. Okay, the next rifle will be the M98B. So, the M98B only needs 1 second and 16 milliseconds to finish its way to the boat. It has the highest amount of damage of all the bolt-action sniper rifles, 95 to 59, also the highest velocity of 945 meters per second, and the fewest bullet drop. It only comes down to the 2nd line. Okay, our next rifle will be the L96. The L96 needs... Bam! The L96 needs 2 seconds and 7 milliseconds. The damage is exactly the same like the SV98 and the M40A5. Its velocity is a little bit faster than those two, 540 meters per second, but a little bit slower than the M98B. The bullet drop is about the same, it goes down to the 2nd line. Okay, now we have a little reload test, where we can see how long it takes for the rifle to rechamber the bolt. So here for the L96 we have 1 second and 15 milliseconds. I know this isn't the best way to do it, but it's almost correct, I would say. So the aiming time, the ADS, it will be 10 milliseconds. 10 milliseconds, that's the same for all the other sniper rifles. I used the 12-time ballistic zoom. For both it took me 2 seconds, but I have my human errors in it, so you can't rely on that. So, like I said, the 12-time zoom, I guess it's the same with the 8-time zoom. It might be faster with a holographic or an ACOG sight on it. So, the next rifle, the M98B. The M98B needs 1 second and 17 milliseconds to rechamber its bolt, but it's hard to judge because you can't see when the hand is ready on the trigger. So, I'm not quite sure of that. So, again, the aiming time, 10 milliseconds to aim down the sight. Or to aim through the scope. And for both, again I have my human errors in it, you can rely on it, 2 seconds and 13 milliseconds. So that's just that you can see how fast you can go with it. Okay, our next rifle will be the SV98. Okay, the SV98 has a reload time of 1 second and 17 milliseconds to rechamber the bolt, and it has a ADS of again 10 milliseconds. It's the same with all these rifles. But it felt like the SV98 and the M40A5 were a little bit faster, but I guess it's just me. And yeah, you can see 10 milliseconds with all the rifles. So again, for both it took me 1 second and 26 milliseconds. Again, human error, don't rely on that one. Okay, now our next rifle will be the M40A5. So, the M40A5 needs 1 second and 5 milliseconds to rechamber the bolt. That's the fastest and the best time of all the bolt-action sniper rifles. It's a really fast rifle. Again, ADS, 10 seconds to aim down the sight or through the scope. And for both, it took me about 1 second and 17 milliseconds. Again, human error, don't rely on that. Okay, I'm shooting some bullets, and we will come to our next test, the second reload test. This time I'll be shooting the whole magazine, so we will see how long it really takes. Okay, the first one, the SV98. So, it has 11 bullets in the magazine, and it needs 15 seconds to shoot 11 bullets and 19.21 seconds plus the reload. So plus 2 seconds for a whole reload and 15 seconds to shoot the whole magazine. Now the M98B has only 6 bullets in one magazine, and it needs 7 seconds and 28 milliseconds to shoot these 6 bullets. Plus 5 seconds for the whole reload, it needs 12 seconds. So now the M40A5, the fastest rifle, it needs for 10 bullets 11 seconds and 29 milliseconds to shoot those 10 bullets, 15 seconds plus the reload, so about 4 seconds for the whole reload animation. So now we have the L96. Also the L96 has quite a fast reload time and will get the second place after the M40A5. So we have 12.11 seconds to shoot 10 bullets and 17 seconds plus the reload. So again a quite long reload animation. Okay, now we have a little split screen where you can see all 4 rifles fired at the same time in slow motion. So the M98B, as we've seen before, is the fastest rifle with only 1 second and 16 milliseconds, followed by the L96 with 2.07, then the SV98 with 2.09, and then the M40A5 with 2.13. Okay, now the last thing I have for you will be a little wallpaper where you can see all the 4 rifles and the stats they have. Okay, the SV98 and the M40A5 are pretty much the same. The SV98 has a little bit less bullet drop and a little bit more velocity. It's not that much. The M40A5 is the fastest rifle. It only needs 11 seconds to shoot 10 bullets and 15 plus the reload. The M98B is definitely the strongest rifle with a damage of 95 to 59, and it has also the highest velocity of 945 meters per second. It needs quite some time to shoot those 6 bullets, so it has a small clip and it needs a long time to rechamber the bolt, so it's a little bit bulky. The L96 is a go-in-between, I would say. It has the damage of the SV98 and the M40A5, but the bullet drop of the M98B. Again, the velocity is more like the SV98 and the M40A5, but it got second place for the fastest rifle right after the M40A5. So this was my little comparison of all the sniper rifles. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be doing part 2 and part 3. Part 2 will be sprinting animations, the sway, hold breath, and part 3 will be about attachments, so stay tuned for that. I'm a little bit ill right now, so I'm sorry for my voice, and Lucky Skill Faker out.